nothing can be changed without acceptance. And there's a reason why acceptance is like the key to everything and the first step to everything, because if you don't move past that, you can't move into anything else. Like you can't change if you don't accept. So regardless of how unhappy you are with how you're feeling or your physical reality, you have to accept that this is how it is right now. And once you accept that, you gain some power. Like you gain some power. When you gain that power, you can use that power for clarity. You can use that power to create like a strategy, to create some structure, to think of something that would actually move you in the right direction of feeling better internally, and then it will also help you shift your physical reality. I talk so much about the inner, and the inner is like everything. It's what's most important. But there are instances where by shifting our outer reality, we can also impact how we feel internally. We just cannot depend on it being that way all the time. Sometimes that can be our like saving point in that moment. Losing weight at this time, or medication at the right time, or getting external help at the right time because we're feeling so low. But that can become something that we are addicted to, that we depend on. And so once we receive that, hopefully we can gather ourselves and come back here and work on the strength within, so we can build up an internal armor that will help us face life's challenges and the things that we go through. Okay, so number one, understand and self-validate. Number two, accept. That's it. You have to learn to accept it. And that can happen boom like this, and it can happen over a longer period of time depending on what kind of person you are, how much you fight it. Okay, and you want to work on being kind to yourself. So with the acceptance also comes kindness. Okay, this is how it is, and I'm not gonna be able to change my reality and the external and internal if I'm mean to myself. So I'm gonna practice self-compassion. I'm gonna be kind to myself. I'm gonna work on loving myself, continue to validate myself, right? And then the next layer would be to take action that's gonna move you in the right direction, okay? Breathing, editing your resume, going out on a date, cooking a meal. It doesn't matter what it is, right? It depends on your situation, but you want to take action steps. But it's hard to do that, and you will not do it, and it will be counterproductive when you try to physically change your reality, your external reality, or even your internal reality, when you're not validating your experience, you're not accepting that this is what is. You don't realize that, of course, this is common sense after everything I've been through. Changing your life from a place of like self-loathing and non-acceptance will not lead to a joyful life. Okay, this is why you want to focus on the pillars that I mentioned. Okay, and you have to allow it to take the time it takes. And even if it feels like everything is falling apart, promise you everything isn't. And we don't change our entire lives by looking at everything at once. We change our lives by doing the things we have control over, and kind of like looking at things from a micro standpoint. Like, if I write this, it could lead to this. I'm gonna focus on the writing. If I call this person, it could lead to this. I'm gonna focus on calling this person. Like, small tasks can lead to beautiful outcomes, right? Drinking water, cooking a meal, sending out an email, applying for a job, reaching out to someone, creating content, starting a program, asking for forgiveness, giving yourself grace, allowing yourself to sleep in, allowing yourself to be lazy, which is not lazy, but allowing yourself rest. Like, all these little things that seem little are actually huge when we think about how impactful every action is to the bigger picture. But looking at it as, oh, this part of my life is horrible, and this part of my life is horrible, and this part of my life, oh, I just feel so overwhelmed. I've done this myself, so I know how that is. It just takes our power away, okay? Because we cannot face everything at once. And we don't change things by looking at them as that big, right? Even like if you're losing weight or losing fat, you don't think about how you're gonna lose 60 pounds right away, or whatever that is in kilos. You think about, okay, what do I want my goal to be this week? Or how do I want to approach the day? And that's how you have to kind of deal with the aftermath of going through something traumatic or painful or extremely difficult. What are the small tasks that I can apply every day? Or sometimes, what can I stop doing? Because sometimes we do too much, so our nervous system never gets to calm down. But it will feel very heavy when things have calmed down, because you've been stressing the entire time. You've been surviving. You've been doing things you must do. And so now when you don't have that anymore, you're going to feel everything. And so that doesn't mean that things are not working out for you. That doesn't mean that you're not going to heal. It just means that now you're finally, your nervous system is trying to reset itself, and you're getting to feel your emotions, and that is going to be intense. And so you have to learn how to carry yourself through that process. Okay? So I hope this was helpful, how to navigate the aftermath. If you want more support, you can join us in Worthy, my membership, where I share almost daily tips, strategies, tools, techniques, and different modalities for emotional healing.